about jobs. Jobs. My name is Jobs. James Jobs. Okay? That's ATO. ATO with working air traffic control in Tower, good life, Tower. In Macaxeira Tower, Florianópolis Tower, Foz do Iguaçu Tower, etc. In Center, this for Center in Brazil, Curitiba Center, Amazonas Center, no Manaus, Amazonas Center, Brasília, and Recife Center.
Yes.
Yeah. And APP, the best.
I agree.
Em Curitiba, Florianópolis, Recife, lá. And my son worked in APP Brasília. Yes.
Que papo é esse, Willis?
Flight attendant, working, helping pilot, helping co-pilot, helping body person, good person, helping sick person, the body, airport, apron, etc. And helping with person, helping person with cases, sick cases and body. Service coffee, service blue tea, service folheto, service. What? Chimarrão? Service? And at the flight attendant, take until dog run away. No. Yes. And ramp service personnel, and taking the suitcase from the airplane and put them in conveyor belt. Great.
Great.
Conveyor belt.
Belt, for the persons taking your suitcase, luggage, and alright? Yes. Firefighter extinguisher fire in aircraft, in airport, helping the aircraft in emergency, after land, in apron, in runway, in around the airport in case of fire. Attendente doctor, sick person, in aircraft, in airport, in person. Marshal. The people, for the people, they are really ATO. No you, I, no. They ATO really, right?
Right.
Right?
Que merda, hein? Sabia não?
Outras jobs, né? Airport manager, captain, pilot, security officer, maintenance crew, maintenance, flight dispatch, IS officer. And do you know firefight? Do you know and how the tower calls firefight? No? Equal Thundercats. And with you the story, megaphone, fighting, fight, ho! And the sky, everyone, fight. The girls are fighting cats. And that's it.
Very Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm going to talk about the weather. And for explain this, I will bring you guys to spend one day in Curitiba town. So first of all, we need to go up at the tower, and looking through the windows, we can see this. A dense fog covering all over the airport. But even with a poor visibility like this, we still can have landings and takeoffs. Mostly landings, because nowadays there's a lot of aircraft that can do ILS category 2 that allow these aircraft to land even with a poor visibility. And the aircraft, even though the aircraft on the ground can take off, most of them prefer to wait for a better weather. Not all the aircraft can perform ILS category 2. For example, ATR from Azul, they can't do this procedure yet. So when the time is like this, they need to hold in the vicinity of the airport, or they go to the alternate airdrome and come back later. We can skip this. Okay. 3 hours later, as you can see in this picture, the fog starts to dissipate. I think it's not that clear, mostly because I think you are not familiar with our airport. But here we can see one of our aprons, one taxiway right here, and in the middle of the fog we can see a little bit of our main runway. Even though it's better than before, in this case we would still operating IFR due to visibility. Can skip this. Usually when the day starts with dense fog, in the middle of the morning or in the afternoon, probably we will have a clear sky, a blue sky, with just a few clouds, just as we can see in this picture. But even with a clear sky, we can have some troubles, for example, a wind shear, and I have a story to tell about a wind shear. Once I was a mentor at the tower, and it was coming a Boeing 747-800, was a big aircraft, and on short final he encountered a wind shear, and because of it he touches the ground only with the right landing gear, so the plane became unbalanced, and because of it he started a missile approach and come back a few minutes later, and on the second time he was able to land properly. But all of this because he encountered a wind shear. Also, we have problems with crossing winds because I don't know if you know, but the aircraft have a limit of crossing wind, the intensity of the crossing wind that they can land. If I'm not mistaken, it's 25 knots of intensity of crossing winds. But I think this number is a limit for the aircraft, like an Airbus. But the companies establish a lower limit than that, just for safe. But it depends on the aircraft too. You can skip this. But we are in Curitiba, so the blue sky is just a visitor for us. And a few hours later, we can see something like this. This is the back part of the tower. And we can see some dark clouds coming. These clouds may form a CB cloud. And when a CB cloud is passing over the airport, causes a lot of problems. One of them is the wind direction starts to change a lot, and it's difficult for the tower to choose which runway we are going to operate. Sometimes we choose to stay on the runway that we are already operating, but sometimes we need to change because of it. But sometimes sometimes no matter what we choose, it's not good enough because of the wind. So this problem can cause some holdings on terminal or missed approach too. Also, a CB cloud can bring rain, and this is a problem because if the tower says it's heavy rain, they don't approach. If they are on short final, they start missed approach, and if they are on terminal, they wait. They hold to wait a better weather condition. Of course, we cannot just look outside to see if a heavy rain or not. We have some parameters, and we have an equipment that measures the rain. We need to match both to see if it's a rain or just a light rain or a heavy rain. You can see this. But we know that the time the CB goes away, the weather became more stable and the planes can approach and can take off with no major problems like wind shear or heavy rain or other problems, and we can just enjoy the sunset, as you can see here, and take a cup of tea and wait for the time to go. That's this.
Okay. My presentation will show a video.
Brown. Good morning. May I know your name, please?
My name is Tom Holland.
Sit down, please. You look pale with a hoarse voice, Tom.
That's right, doctor. I've got a sore throat for a week. And I also feel a little feverish just this morning. That's why I go to the hospital.
Okay, I see. First, I'll have your temperature taken. Your temperature is normal. By the way, have you got a dry and scratchy throat recently?
That's exactly my situation now. Whenever I swallow anything, my throat hurts a lot. And I have mild cough sometimes.
Okay, I'll prescribe medicines for you.
Thank you, Dr. Brown.
So, after the video, I imagine that you realize that my presentation is about medical emergency. First of all, I will start bring some vocabulary. I will introduce some important words about this topic. In this picture, we can see a heart attack. A heart attack occur when artery that sends blood and oxygen to the heart is blocked. Next. Seizure. Next. Seizure is an uncontrolled electrical disturbance in the brain. Next. Heart injury. Heart injury occurs when there is an injury in a brain or in a skull. Skull is a solid part that involves the brain. Next time. Again. Asthma attack. Asthma attack is a breathing problem. Food poisoning. Food poisoning is when someone eats contaminated food, he has a food poisoning. Here we can see a lot of problems related to health. For example, what's wrong? I have asthma, I have cold, I have flu, and other words. Imagination exercise. Imagine now that you are sick, you are cold, and you decide mark appointment. So you go to the hospital, and there the doctor will ask some questions for you. For example, do you have a fever? Priscilla, do you have a cough? Have a cough?
Yes.
Gabrielle, do you have a sore throat? And you can answer, yes, I have, no, I haven't. The doctor can ask too, how long have you been feeling like that? How severe is your pain? And when you talking about your symptoms, you can answer, I have been having stomachache problem, I have been difficult to sleep, for example. And in the final of the appointment, the doctor will give some advices. When someone gives advice, this person use the expression should. So, Carol, should you sleep better? Should you stay hydrated? For example. First aid. Imagine now you are working in Curitiba Center, for example, and suddenly the pilot say you, Center, I have emergency on board, a passenger is sick, for example. Who can perform first aid on the plane? There is a flight attendant. Flight attendant is responsible for caring and helping a passenger. And there are two more figures, the nurse and a beautiful doctor. If there are a nurse or a doctor on board, he can help the passenger. Resolution, and you need absorb a lot of information. Can it's possible? After that, you pass this information to the supervisor. You need to coordinate with the other facilities and give priority for this aircraft, of course. Medical evacuation. It's wrong, but I fixed there, but continue. There are two different aircraft. One carrying emergency passenger, and other when is carrying vital organs. And of course, when I work with this type of aircraft, we need to give priority for this aircraft. COVID pandemic. More one. COVID pandemic. Aviation sector is one of the most affected by the COVID pandemic. A lot of aviation worker lost your job, and a lot of flight was cancelled too. In relation about Curitiba Center, reduce the numbers of the days that we work and the hours too. Now, I will tell the history based in the real life. It was a common day. Bills but ordinary Friday in a tower. When occurred a curiosity situation, a small aircraft that was carrying just 2 passengers, a pilot and a passenger, was flying when the pilot that was sick passed out on the cockpit. He fainted on the cockpit. So the passenger that had never flown before immediately called the tower for happy. On a tower there is a flight instructor, and he could give important instructions for that poor man. So after a few minutes, this man got a safe landing. Everyone is well. The aircraft needs some repair, but the pilot is good too. He just had a heavy fever and passed out. Guys, it's the finish my presentation. Thank you for the attention.
My story is about a true story involving 2 aircrafts, the KLM, a Boeing 747, and a Panam, a Boeing 747-2. This both aircraft was involved with the biggest disaster of all the time, and I have sure that everyone here knows something about this accident. So I was going to talk about the Tenerife disaster.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Tenerife is a small island located at the west coast of Africa, the Gran Canaria archipelago. So the Panam was from Los Angeles with 396 people on board, and the KLM was from Amsterdam with 249 people on board. The both aircraft was going to land in Gran Canaria airport at Las Palmas. So due to a terrorism attack at the launch of the airdrome, all the traffic that was going to land in this airport needed to divert to the Tenerife, that was the almost 70 kilometers from the Las Palmas. So, due to a lack of space in Tenerife, in Las Palmas, the biggest aircraft parked on the holding point and the smaller aircraft on the taxiways. When the KLM was waiting Las Palmas reopened, the captain requested to refuel the aircraft with 50 tons of fuel. So Las Palmas reopened. When Las Palmas reopened, the tower cleared to KLM started the taxi on the runway until the threshold and do a backtracking. And the Panam was waiting for clearance. So suddenly a dense fog started to come into the airport. So after that, the tower cleared the Panam wait on the runway until the third exit. But the third exit was too sharp for a Boeing 747 with 150 degrees to the left. We don't know why the tower cleared the third exit and no the fourth taxiway. So at this moment the fog was increasing. This is Van Zaten, KLM's captain. The Van Zaten was one of KLM's most respected pilots. The Van Zaten was an experienced instructor and a high-skilled pilot. But the Van Zaten did something unimaginable. The Van Zaten put the throttle for takeoff, and the co-pilot said, "We don't have clearance for takeoff." So the Van Zaten said, request clearance for takeoff. The co-pilot requested clearance to the tower, and the tower said, "Okay, stand by." Miscommunication. It's important to remember that at this moment, the controllers from the tower couldn't see the runway we don't have a ground radar. The KLM said to the tower that it was ready for takeoff, but the tower just gave departure and routing instructions, not clearance. The co-pilot of the KLM read back the information, while the captain, the Van Zaten, continued putting the throttle for takeoff. The co-pilot said, "We are now at the takeoff." To the tower, the co-pilot said, "We are now at takeoff," but it isn't a standard phraseology. So the controllers from the tower couldn't understand what the co-pilot said, if they was on the point to take off or if they were taking off. The tower said, "Stand by, I will call you," to the KLM pilots. So the KLM don't receive this message because the Panam and the tower spoke at the radio at the same time. So was a failure with the communication. The Panam's pilot informed to the tower that were still in the runway. So the tower said, "Okay, inform when you are off the runway." Few seconds later, the power said, "Report when you leave the runway." The Panam said, "Okay, we will." The Van Zaten didn't hear this message, so the flight engineer that was inside the cockpit too listened and questioned the Van Zaten, the captain, and questioned, "That Panam already vacated the runway?" And the Van Zaten said, "Of course." So no one questioned Van Zaten because he was a pilot with a lot of experience, so nobody questioned him. The Panam's pilot felt something was wrong and said, "Let's get out of here." But few seconds later, the lights of KLM appears at the middle of the fog, and the time to vacate the runway is not enough. And the co-pilot from Panam said, look at, go to the grass." Yelling said, turn left, go to the grass, but the KLM, due to extra fuel, couldn't took off and suddenly crashed with the Panama jet. So 595 persons died in this accident. So this fact improves some things in the aviation. For example, now we have ground radar. We use a standard phraseology. The air traffic controllers cannot use words like okay. The word takeoff is now spoken only when permission is given for actual takeoff. And the flight crew with less experience were encouraged to question the captains if they believed that something was not correct. So the pilots have the TRN as we. So a message for you guys: not a single life is lost in van, in air crash.
Tomorrow we go to travel to Rio de Janeiro, and we go there for 3 days, but I will pay just 1 day for you.
Pera que eu tô passando, pera!
On Rio de Janeiro around 8 hours and a half on Santos Dumont Airport, and we go stay in Copacabana Palace Hotel. And I hired for us Asians Travel, and they will support us with a van, executive van, and a helicopter. I told them we are controllers, and they okay, the helicopter is free. So first we are on airport, and then we will take a van to Copacabana Palace Hotel. On the moment we are going to there, we will see some landmarks. After Copacabana Hotel, we will save your luggage there, and after that we will back to the van and to know some another place, landmarks. After that we go to Lagoa Rodrigo de Freitas, Rodrigo de Freitas Lagoon, take a helicopter and to fly over Rio to know another one's landmarks. Well, at Santos Dumont Airport, on van we will take on the van, and the first place we will enter the Infante Dom Henrique Avenue. At the moment we enter on this avenue, we will see a museum, Museu de Arte Moderna, and some meters after the museum, we see a monument in homage to the firefighters who died in the Second World War. This with the 3 guys in feet. Next, in some meters later, we can see the monument. It's here, and the avenue is on this position. After that we can see the marine. Glorious Marine is when the rich persons save their boats and yachts.
Like us.
Like us, of course. We have a helicopter. And we will take a more on this avenue. We pass by Glória, Flamengo neighborhood. After that, we will pass Botafogo neighborhood. On this part of Botafogo, you see the Botafogo, the beach of Botafogo, and we can see the second, more two landmarks. The Sugarloaf Mountain. The Sugarloaf Mountain is composed by two mountains. The lowest mountain is the Morro da Urca, and the second one is the biggest. That one here is the Sugarloaf properly. They are connected by two cable cars, and here we can see a second marine in Rio de Janeiro that is from Yacht Club, Rio de Janeiro Yacht Club. This view is when we are on the peak of a Morro da Urca. This view. Next. Well, but we want to go to another place, so we go past under our overpass and the tunnel that connects Botafogo and Copacabana. After that, we will stay in Copacabana Hotel. Start this avenue, the Avenida Atlântica. We are now here, next here. So we now enter on the hotel, we save the luggage, and back to the van to continue your travel. So on this avenue, on the end of this avenue, we are now here, Copacabana Fort, that was building more than 4,000 years. 400 years. Sorry. 4,000. Okay. And after we see the Copacabana Fort, we will turn to the right and see the Rua do Rock, the goodest vibrant rock in Rio de Janeiro. There, every sunset, the persons are reunited. The persons stay there, reunited. There to claps for the sun. And yeah, it's really beautiful. When we are here, we can see this view, this beautiful view. And these are two Brothers Mountain. Is a really peak of hiking in Rio de Janeiro. And here we can see a view over the peak of two Brothers Mountain. You can see Lagoa de Freitas, Ipanema, here is Copacabana, and here is Niterói. Can pass. Okay, now we go to Rodrigo de Freitas Lagoon and take your fancy helicopter. Okay, this is the helicopter. This the iPad where you go next to the lagoon, and now you are boarding the helicopter. On the moment we start to fly, we can see over the lagoon two little islands that are from two clubs of rich peoples in Rio de Janeiro. We can see also here and here a hypodrome. It's difficult. That's around the Rio de Janeiro Jockey Club. A lot of rich people there too.
We're all rich.
Yeah, well, we are, of course. Okay, now we go to the Rio de Janeiro downtown, and we go to pass over Tourist Rediner. this tattoo that was built up on peak of Corcovado mountain, and it was a gift from France as a Liberty statue in New York, like the Liberty statue in New York. So we are, the Corcovado is like here, and you go to there. The first place in downtown I want to show is the Candelara Church. This mark of start of the President Vargas Avenue. You can pass, okay. So this is the President Vargas Avenue. If you go more, we can see Central do Brasil stationery that combines railroad and bus terminal. We can see also Campo de Santana Park. We can pass. A little meters after, we can see Sapucaí Avenue. And if you fly a little more, we go see the Maracanã Stadium. Everything is really, really close. And it's also, if you turn to your right, my right, we can see the Porto Maravilha is the April region of Rio de Janeiro. We can pass. And we can see also Rio Niterói Bridge. You can see in the background. In the background, you can see some mountain range, and that's it.
Break a leg, Priscilla.
Okay. Be about parts of aircraft. So in the front classes about the same subject, we did a contest and we chose 2 winners about the parts more important in an aircraft. So the winners were the fuselage and the wings. Now it's question time. What do you think? Can an aircraft land with a punctured fuselage?
Yes.
Let's see. I will talk about a mid-air collision that occurred at Denver, Colorado, United States. This collision happened between a metroliner. The tail number is November 280 Kilo Lima. It's a cargo aircraft. And between a Cirrus, the tail number is November 416 Delta Juliet. The Cirrus is very common on Brazil, in Brazil. Metroliner. In metroliner, there was only a passenger. He was the pilot, and he was performing a procedure to runway 17 left. Cirrus, there were 2 passengers on Cirrus, and he was performing a procedure to runway 17 right, the parallel runway of the other one. It was busy. It's the movement in the airfield during the collision. And as we know, the airfield in the United States are more busiest than Brazil. So, the traffic. I don't know if you can see, but we have 3 traffic, but in collision, only 2 aircraft were involved. The runway news were the runway 17 left and the runway 17 right. Traffic information. This is the Cirrus and the other one is the metroliner. Cirrus, the controller, power controller, said to Cirrus the traffic. So he said for Cirrus, you
have to follow the Cessna 172. You were number 2 for approach runway 17 right, and informed the additional traffic, the Metroliner, approaching to runway 17 left. The Seahawks did read back correct, and he only said that I have traffic in sight, and read back the clearance to land. Metroliner, the controller set for him the sequence to land, asked for him to maintain your speed, to spacing, cleared the land for the Metroliner, and Metroliner said that he was monitoring the traffic and gave correct readback too. One thing, when Cyrus said to controller that he was with traffic in sight, was not clear if he was talking about the Cessna 172, number 1 for approach runway 17 right, or for Metroliner. What traffic he was in sight. So Cessna overshoot the final and collided with Metroliner during approach runway 17 left. But the Seahawks, I don't know if everybody knows, has a type of parachute. The name is CAPS, Seahawks Airframe Parachute System. It's a parachute for all the aircraft. After collision, the Metroliner, that is started with L, declared emergency and said that he was with a problem in him engine. As we know, the tower worked looking forward the tower, and sure, the controller saw the Seahawks falling and saw the parachutes falling too, and did a blind transmission question for the pilot if he wants some assistance, and he informed for pilots that the vehicles were rescued him. And the Seahawks didn't respond. Beautiful. Yeah. So the other airplanes that was overflying the area passed for the tower the position of the Seahawks to help. Why problem with engine? Why did the pilot of Metroliner thought that he was with a problem in his engine? Probably because of the sound that he heard, and he was on approach aligned with the runway. Probably he felt something wrong about the heading and thought I am with a problem in my right engine. So he declared the emergency. But after the land during the taxi, he said that I don't need assistance, I'm doing the taxi, and all people survived it. So I think that it was a lucky pilot, because he did damage. The collision was near of the was on the ceiling, on the ceiling of the aircraft, and the wire that controlled the aircraft passing on the floor of the aircraft. So the pilot continuing with the control of the aircraft. He was near of the ground, near of the land, and he keeping looking forward. So he didn't thought about look forward and see what happened behind him. He keep looking forward, and if the place of the collision was in a different place, for example, wings or vertical stabilizer with airplane so close to the ground, maybe the end will be different. If the
place was different and if the pilot realized what really happened. And I would like to thank you. The 2 weeks passed more quickly because our good persons. Thank you.
Hello, I'm talking about aircraft performance. I'm a big fan of action movie, especially when realize about military organization, strategy, and aircraft. So I choose the Mavericks movie to talking about some kind of aircraft and your performance, and I show us a small part of this video to start talking about. So in this video we can see a Papa 15 Mustang, a small aircraft, and the oldest aircraft. The second aircraft is a Grumman Fox 14 Tomcat. Is a advanced aircraft than the Mustang. It's a Russian aircraft, the Sukhoi 57. And the Fox Alpha 18 Super Hornet is replace the Tomcat aircraft. And the last one is a Dark Star, is a future and idealist aircraft. So we can saw some kinds of aircraft, and you notice about the difference. Some aircraft is small than others. Difference about the size, difference about the empennage. Some aircraft we have high wings or low wings, and I will begin with the oldest aircraft, and I will finish it to the futurist aircraft. So, the first is a Papa 15 Mustang. This aircraft, we use it in a second war. Is the first combat fighter aircraft. Is a smaller than other combat fighter aircraft. And nowadays it's used for air shows. An interesting point about this aircraft is the Tom Cruise has it in his collection. This aircraft is older than Grumman Fox 14 Tomcat. This aircraft is the second appears in this movie, and use it in a Cold War for protecting the aircraft carrier. So is more powerful, is more advanced than Mustang. It is lighter and more flexible to maneuvers, and use it to fight the enemy, the Russian aircraft, the MiG-23 and MiG-25. An important point is about max takeoff age. Is more than 33,000 kilograms. And we carry inside of the plane 1,500 kilograms of bomb, missiles, and guns. So the third aircraft is a Russian fighter. Is a modern stealth combat fighter. Stealth combat fighter aircraft. It has been used since 2009, and it is faster than Tomcat aircraft. So the fourth aircraft is a Fox Alpha 18 Super Hornet. Is a big aircraft. Is used in the American Navy and replaces the Tomcat aircraft since 1999. And this aircraft it carry 11 different type of weapons attached to your fuselage. An interesting point is the max takeoff weight is about 30,000 kilograms, and your cruising speed is 1,900 kilometers per hour. The last but not least aircraft is a Dark Star. Is a fiction aircraft. It was created exclusively for the Mavericks movie. So it is inspired by a bird, Black 51, this aircraft, Blackbird and Dark Star, and promise reaching the Dark Star promises reaching the more than 12,000 kilometers per hour. Is four times fast than Blackbird aircraft. So to wrap up the idea, we could see many different aircraft with different size, different performance, and different purpose. And that's
Boleto, break a leg.
Today we will talk about communication. Everybody, communication.
Communication.
Louder, communication.
Communication.
That's right. Communication. In Latin, communes. Where's my grenade? 02, your name is yours. In Portuguese, comunicação. In Spanish, comunicación. In Italian, comunicazione. What is communication? Graham Bell defines it as the process of passing and understanding thoughts, ideas, and feelings from one person to another, and through verbal or non-verbal means. And how the communication is done? It can be done by speech, tests, gestures, symbols. It's a message from the sender to a receiver from a medium. As important as the message is the medium. You can have a perfect message, but if you don't send it through the right medium, it will worth nothing. I will give you an example. Carol has tomorrow lottery numbers, but she's here on our course, and she won't have time to bet on the lottery. So she sends an email to her husband, but her husband will not see his email today, just tomorrow, after the lottery passed. So she will lose 100,000 million because of the wrong medium. And let's talk about another problem in communication is misunderstandings. They can be caused by lack of context, ambiguity, wrong medium, noise. And wrong communication can cause an accident, like the case Carol presented to us. It was a bad communication. We, as controllers, we have an amazing tool to avoid or at least reduce the miscommunications called readback. When you gave a pilot an instruction, you must, if it's an important instruction, they must read back to you a message, and you must pay attention to this readback. It's not just an obligation, it's something really, really important. And is the communication important to us controllers? Certainly, the communication is the way we control aircraft. So it's very important to give the pilots a clear message through the right medium and check understanding with readback. I don't know if you all know, I worked at ACC ITA section for 6 years, and I got reports that the controllers said the traffic, I cleared the traffic to flight level 320, but it climbed to 330. And when I saw the audio of the situation, I see the pilot readbacking flight level 330, the controller didn't make a correction, or even worse, telling that the readback was correct, or the pilot don't readback, or even worse, the controller saying to the pilot climb flight level 330 and expecting the pilot climb to 320. So I'm gonna repeat this. We got to give a clear message through the right channel and check understanding with the pilot. That's it.
Break a leg.
Hello guys.
Hello.
My theme is airport installations, and I decided to talk about airports around the world. And to guide my presentation, I elected some categories. The largest airport in the world, the busiest international airport, the airports with the largest runway, you're gonna see why. There are more than one airport, and the most outstanding airport that I chose to talk a little bit about.
Que papo é esse, Willis?
So, the largest airport in the world is King Fahd International Airport. King Fahd Airport is located in Dammam, a city in Saudi Arabia. It's around 700 square kilometers. Although it's the largest airport in the world, it's just the third busiest in Saudi Arabia. And in the list of the busiest airports in the world is about the 50. The 50 in terms of busy. It was used as a U.S. air base in Gulf War, and it started its commercial operations in 1999. Its name is due to a king of Saudi Arabia, King Fahd ibn Abdulaziz. And two curiosities: there is a royal terminal in this airport that serves the royal family, some governments from Saudi Arabia, and other foreign officials from the world. And also there is a mosque in the airport where which capacity is for 2,000 worshippers. Do you know what a mosque is? The temple for Muslims pray. So this is the mosque from the outside and a picture from the inside of the mosque. And the busiest international airport in the world is Dubai International Airport. It's located in Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and is about 29.1 million international passengers that come from all over the world, from India, from countries from Europe, from America. It has 3 terminals, the Terminal 1 and 3 that you don't need to pass through immigration process, and the Terminal 2 that you have to, is for international flights, and it's connect to the Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 by shuttle buses. There are 2 parallel runways, and you can get to this airport by a road, by metro, bus, or taxi. Sorry. Okay, the airports with the longest runways in the world. We have 2 airports: Shigatse Peace Airport and Ulyanovsky Vostochny Airport. Russian word. Shigatse Peace Airport is located in Tibet, China, with 5,000 meters length, and it's a civil and a military airport. And Ulyanovsky Vostochny Airport, also with 5,000 meters length, also works as a civil and military airport. Now I have a question. Do you guys know which is the second airport with the second longest runway in the world? Where is it? Do you guys know? No. It's here in Brazil. It's Gavião Peixoto Airport. Just 33 meters smaller than the other ones. Now, before I continue talking about the outstanding airport that I chose to talk about, I'll play a video.
Oh. Airport. My performance inside an airport. So this airport is located in Changi, a city in Singapore. It's a neo-futuristic architecture, and it was opened in 2019. So this airport is a destination for itself because you're not going to just pass through the airport. You're going to enjoy its facility because it has, this building is a shopping center. It also has a forest valley that we saw in the video. And in the heart of this forest there is a rain vortex. So you can stay, because there are also hotels, stay, shop, dine, and play in this airport. This is the rain vortex at night. Beautiful, isn't it? And some attractions. The rainforest is called Shiseido Forest Valley, and in its heart is the HSBC rain vortex, the tallest indoor waterfall with 40 meters high. Some other attractions, there's a park called Canopy Park, and you have the hedge maze, walking edge, mural maze, everything you can enjoy. You buy tickets to enjoy this. So this is a view from the outside of the airport. So it was built to be I forgot the word, self-sufficient because the micro environment captures the sunlight through the glass roof, and also the waterfall works as a cooling system, makes the environment cooler, refrigerates the environment. So it's the collision between the nature and the urban. And another perspective tower. And I leave a message to you guys. Better to see something once than hear about it 1,000 times. So go to see the airport.
Agradecer a vocês por essas 2 semanas, pela paciência de vocês, pela prontidão que vocês tiveram em participar durante todas as aulas. A gente sabe que 2 semanas é bem cansativo, né? A gente sabe que é difícil sair da nossa rotina de escala, sair da nossa rotina das nossas localidades. Muitos viajaram para chegar aqui, sabe, deixou a família, deixou todo mundo. Então vir aqui, chegar e participar, o gato, chegar e participar ativamente como vocês participaram, né? Esse não é um curso comum como os que a gente tem na FAB, que a gente senta, assiste a aula ali, passivo, quietinho. Não, a gente precisa que vocês participem, porque se vocês não participarem, não tem curso, né? Se vocês não quiserem, não quero levantar para fazer atividade. Eu sou adulto, eu não vou sair correndo para pegar a frase lá fora e voltar aqui. Eu não vou falar no ouvido do outro ali. Se não tiver isso, se não tiver essa disposição, o curso não acontece. Então, assim, obrigada por participar, obrigada por fazerem, né, se tornarem uma equipe, isso também é importante pra caramba, né? Montar as equipes, montar as duplas, fazer toda a questão ali da competitividade, a gente zoa, mas faz parte e é importante, né? O acolhimento com os colegas, né? A gente aprende entre a gente mesmo, né? Tenho certeza disso. Vocês aprenderam uns com os outros, com a gente aprende uns com os outros e com vocês. Então, é sempre muito legal vir com o CTP-10 por causa desse tipo de coisa. Por causa da troca de experiência e por causa desse clima de companheirismo que acaba se formando. Tá bom? Obrigado.
Vai falar também.
Eu queria agradecer também a oportunidade de estar aqui com vocês. É muito legal e é revigorante a gente vir a turma participar. A gente tem um trabalho a mais para preparar as aulas, um carinho. Às vezes, de repente, não é o que a pessoa esperava, mas a gente teve um trabalho, teve um carinho em fazer aquilo. E quando a coisa dá certo, vocês participam. Poxa, a gente fica tão feliz, né? E é sempre uma experiência muito legal. No CTP-10 a gente tem contato com pessoas de outros órgãos. Eu trabalhei minha vida inteira na torre. Então a gente aprende com o pessoal do centro, com o pessoal da PP. Hoje não tinha ninguém do COPM, mas também já tive oportunidades que eu aprendi muito também. E é sempre essa troca muito legal de experiência, de vocês passarem pra gente e a gente aprender com vocês também. E sempre evoluir. Eu adoro esses momentos. E essa turma foi muito legal, todo mundo brincando o tempo todo, participando, rostinhos já conhecidos, é bom rever pessoas conhecidas também, né? Conhecer pessoas novas, é muito legal. E agradecer a Fran também pelo apoio, pela ajuda, os meninos também. É legal a gente ter essa troca entre outros instrutores, ver como o outro trabalha. Pô, às vezes a gente percebe assim, ele fez uma coisa legal, vou copiar, mas de um jeito, vou mesmo, mas é de um jeito legal. E você mostrar para outras pessoas, pô, o teu trabalho foi muito legal, aquela atividade que você fez foi muito legal, eu vou tentar fazer também, porque o intuito não é a gente ser melhor entre nós, é a gente sempre passar para vocês da melhor forma. Então é isso que a gente tenta fazer. E obrigada, gente, foi muito legal.
Só pra poder não concordar a última vez. Tinha CPM, pô, a Rafa, nossa mandrulha.
Tu trabalha na CTP?
Não, eu trabalho na torre, mas a hora do GCC fazer a manutenção do CTP.
Você deixou pra falar isso?
Olha só,
Ela não queria ter sido bulinada.
A gente aqui feliz, que legal, 3 de torre, 3 de APP, 3 de CC, uau! Tava infiltrada.
3 de torre, 3 de CC, 3 de APP e 1 de...
Ela vai por 2.
Galera, e o que eu queria dizer assim, ó, pra mim, né, eu não tinha feito esse curso, então foi um desafio, eu vim aqui com bastante medo, não saber o que fazer, então eu queria agradecer pelo acolhimento, vocês puseram-se, né, a gente vê muitos instrutores, gente já bem antiga, bem formada na fábrica, que às vezes a gente acaba esquecendo de se pôr, e como é importante a gente se pôr no lugar do estagiário, se pôr no lugar do aluno, né, então eu vi isso em vocês, todo mundo baixou a guarda, sou novinho, vou aprender, quero escutar, vou ouvir com atenção as sugestões, as recomendações, então muito legal, sabe? É muito legal pra gente ver que vocês, pô, a gente às vezes, pô, ficava até tarde fazendo uma aula para gerar um impacto e ver vocês abraçando isso é muito legal, tá? Então não esqueçam e passem para os outros também, né? Para os novinhos, daqui a pouco vocês estão aqui dando aula, daqui a pouco vocês estão dando aula em outra coisa, como é importante a gente se pôr no lugar do aluno e embarcar na brincadeira. E como foi divertido o curso, né? Foi divertido, foi legal. Sobre a parte do inglês, tá? Recomendações. O inglês ele não precisa estar só na apostila. Então, como eu já falei antes até, exponham-se a isso, né? Vê um vídeo, tem um vídeo em inglês, tem lá o Closed Caption do YouTube em português, vê em inglês, sabe? Conversa, chama um amiguinho, vamos praticar inglês, eu tenho vergonha, eu também, bora. Entendeu? Então, se joga. Porque quando a gente sai da nossa zona de conforto, a gente está aprendendo. Se você está confortável, é muito difícil você crescer de verdade. Então, o que a gente fez aqui foi para todo mundo, para todos nós. Fora da zona de conforto. Ela, primeira vez liderando o curso, entendeu? A gente, primeira vez dando aula, entendeu? Então, para todos nós também foi um desafio, sabe? Então, muito legal. Exponham-se, estudem, pratiquem, divirtam-se com o inglês, tá? Música, vídeo, filme, com os amigos praticando. E, pô, continue assim, foi demais, eu adorei conhecer vocês.
Obrigada.
Vou ser o último a falar que o pessoal já falou tudo, né?
Comparem todos.
Comparem com todos. Então, aproveitando as palavras do Medina e da Thay também, pra gente foi a primeira experiência depois de fazer o CTP-11, né? Dando instrução mesmo. E a gente, poxa, isso aqui na aula não tá legal, vou mudar, vou fazer uma dinâmica diferente, para ver se a galera embarca nessa também. A gente tenta usar a criatividade lá, que nem ele comentou, fica horas e horas fazendo a aula lá. No CTP-11 ainda foi pior, até comentei com a Rafael hoje mais cedo, que ficava até 3, 4 horas da manhã preparando a aula do CTP-11. Então, tem um sacrifício da nossa parte, mas também tem um sacrifício da parte de vocês, para conseguir melhorar. São 2 semanas só, mas são ensinamentos que vocês vão levar pela carreira inteira de vocês. Porque a gente não está competindo entre a gente, um vai ser melhor que o outro, vai ser mais queridinho da turma, etc.
Somos todos
A analogia que eu particularmente faço é que os instrutores são como arcos e os alunos são como flechas. O nosso objetivo é lançar vocês mais longe. Não é a gente tentar acertar o alvo, sim lançar vocês o mais longe possível, para que daqui a pouco vocês estejam aqui na frente junto com a gente. Então, faço das minhas palavras assim como as deles. Foi um prazer conhecer todos vocês, poder dar aula para vocês, participar dessa etapa da carreira de vocês e continuar desenvolvendo, tanto a gente quanto vocês sempre.
E quero adicionar o que eu comentei antes. Para mim, que dei uma das primeiras aulas lá atrás e vi você assim, ó, agora no final, a galera brincando e falando inglês e pensando em inglês, e é muito legal. Então eu aqui observando, a gente fica olhando os detalhezinhos de vocês falando, como vocês falam, o que vocês erram, e erros deixaram de ser cometidos e aumentou um fluxo. Então a gente viu, eu consegui ver uma melhoria em todos vocês, e isso é muito legal. A gente vê ao longo do curso, por isso que é um dos cursos que eu mais gosto, que eu acho mais legal. Né? Então, parabéns, desculpa ter...
Até no folheto você viu evolução.
Só para fechar, eu lembro que eu disse isso na primeira aula, né? Foi a primeira aula, eu falei para vocês, gente, estamos num ambiente seguro. Estamos aqui para conversar, para a gente se expor, não se sintam incomodados, não é para ficar com vergonha, estamos num ambiente seguro. Tenho certeza que vocês não acreditaram naquele dia. Agora vocês acreditam? Deu para notar o tanto que vocês acreditaram pelo tempo que vocês falaram aqui na frente. Né? Todo mundo falou mais do que o mínimo, ninguém falou o mínimo. Nem o folheto que quis acabar rápido. Então, era só isso.